Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a translation of a dars given by Imam Rashid Sahib. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. The subject of the proper offering of salat is a very vast subject, and the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has very clearly explained to us each and every detail of this for our guidance. A few more traditions to do with this subject are going to be presented today, and the first tradition is that Abu Hurairah said that man tatahhara fi baytihi thumma masha ila baytin min buyutillahi liyaqziya farizatan min faraizillahi kanat خطواته إحداهما تحط خطية فالأخرى ترفع درجة. This is the tradition from Muslim, the book of traditions. So the words of Abu Hurairah were related were that of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that which translates as the person who performs his ablution, and the words are tatahara fi batihi, that he cleaned himself properly at home, and the details of this have been mentioned in a previous dars as to how the parts of the body that has to be washed must be washed 3 times. So he cleaned himself properly, and he performed the ablution completely and properly, and then he goes towards the mosque so that he can offer his obligatory prayers there. So while he is walking to the mosque, the steps that he took towards the mosque, with each of his step, if his sin is forgiven, then with the other step his status would be raised. So each step results in the forgiving of his sin, and the second one after that results in his status being raised. So each and every step becomes worthy of reward from Allah. The next tradition is from Abu Mas'ud Razanho, and he says that he heard the Holy Prophet ﷺ respond to a question as to what is the best act. So he replied, as-salatu ala waqtiha, and the second birran ala walidehe, and the third was jihad fi sabilillah. This has been taken from the book of tradition called Bukhari. And the Hazrat Abdullah bin Mas'ud who relates that once he asked a question of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. This was not normally the manner of the companions. Normally they would stay quietly in the gathering of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and they would wait until the Holy Prophet ﷺ himself would advise them of something. And in some traditions it says that sometimes they used to wait for someone who would come from outside and who would not know of this method, and they would then benefit from any question that the outsider would ask. But sometimes they would ask certain questions, and this is one of those occasions. So he said that he asked this question of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that ayyul amali ahabbu ilallahi ta'ala, that what action of man does Allah loves the best? And Allah, the Holy Prophet ﷺ replied that offering the salat on time, this is an action which Allah prefers more than any other action of the believer. This is mentioned in the Holy Quran as well. Allah says, inna salata kanat alal mu'minina kitabam mawquta, that the salat to be offered at the correct time, this is an obligation upon the Muslims. He says that after that he asked the second question, thumma ayyu, that O Prophet of Allah, please tell me you've mentioned about salat. What is the second good deed that is beloved to Allah? He said birrul walidayhi. This, to be kind to parents, is a great good deed which is mentioned, which Allah enjoins upon the believers. The Holy Quran says that they should be very kind to parents, and they should never grimace even in front of them. Just so they should be helped, they should be respected, and one should pray for them. So this is very important, that whether it's your own parents or your wife's parents, you should remember that you should pray for them until they're alive. You should respect them, honor them, and help them, and pray for them. And then the Holy Quran also says that if one of them passes away, then after that as well, Allah says that we should always pray for them. They should be remembered for their favors that they have done on them. And the words of a particular prayer for them is Rabbirhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. So we should pray in these words, especially for them. And then after hearing both of these answers as to which of these two good deeds one should perform, then he asked, what is the third good deed that Allah loves? The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Al-jihadu fi sabirillah, that the jihad in the path of Allah. The normal the normal way of jihad that people always think about is the jihad against an enemy, but this is only if an enemy attacks, then a jihad can be fought in response. But this is a small part of jihad. Rajana min al-jihad al-asghari ila al-jihad al-akbari, as it says in the hadith, that after the Holy Prophet ﷺ had finished from a battle, they were going towards Medina, and he addressed them that we have just finished the smaller jihad, and now we are going towards the greater jihad, which is the reformation of oneself. So these are the different types of jihad, and also jihad is to try and spread the message of Islam across the world, which is a great jihad, and this is something that Allah loves. And another tradition, Imam Sahib saying he's going to present today, the words of the tradition are, Hazrat Ali Razanho relates that his words are that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that the key of salat is cleanliness. We mentioned this with regards to ablution as well, but apart from that as well, this is a very vast subject, that when you offer, whether you offer salat at home or in the mosque, cleanliness is a very important part of it. The cleanliness of one's body, one's thoughts, one's clothes, and in this regard, everything that can cause a foul smell for anyone, and to create trouble for anyone else, should be avoided. If one is clean, then his mind will also be clean. So the key of salat, if this is a prescription, that if we do this, then we have proper cleanliness, and the best way of this is to perform the ablution, which has been mentioned before. And then he said that the glorification of namaz, of salat, is takbir. That means that when the aqamat is said, and then after that Allahu Akbar is said, in the beginning of salat we begin with Allahu Akbar. So when Allahu Akbar has been said and the salat has started, then then other things are completely should be stopped immediately. Even if they are performing optional prayers, they should leave those and join in the obligatory prayer. So after the takbir, nothing else should be said which could take away one's attention away from salat. And then he says that at the end, when we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah at the end of namaz, this is when everything else that has been stopped during namaz can be renewed, can be restarted. So during namaz, during salat, any other action which is other than salat is not allowed. So these are the three things that were mentioned by the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that cleanliness is the key to salat, and after one does iqamat, we should stop other things and concentrate only on salat. And when the salam is said, then all the things that were stopped during namaz can be restarted. So this tradition teaches us the respect of salat, and it indicates that we should keep our concentration on salat once we have started it, and we should remove all other thoughts from one's mind. And so these are very extremely important, and we should try to achieve these and try to perform our salat in accordance with this. May Allah enable us all to do this.